Do you know? Has anyone seen the kids' film Up? Right, you know the little old man with the glasses on. I swear to you, we were playing away at Sunderland, and a live human version of the man in Up was there.
What's happening, ladies and blokes? And welcome to Utter Bloke Nonsense. I'm JJ.
And I'm Rabbit.
And we are an FPL podcast from the other side of the pond, trying to bring a different perspective, different sense of humor, and just different vibes than some of the mostly British FPL content creators out there. And no hate towards them, but we just wanted to bring a different perspective. We're going to talk about game week 10 and do a little recap of game week 11 on this podcast and stream. Interesting game week overall. I feel like it seems pretty standard, actually, after a weird game week last week. What were your general thoughts?
Yeah, I think a lot of people scored pretty high. And yeah, I feel like there was a decent amount of success. I feel like at first I felt like it was probably going to be another slow-ish game week, but sort of kicked up. I think Holland actually returning was helpful for that, but yeah, we can get into it.
Yeah, I feel like for like the meta teams, it was pretty good. Like if you had Holland, Gabriel, Mateta, like a lot of the people who just a lot of people have brought in, definitely content creator favorites. We talk about the content creator L's sometimes, but I feel like this was actually a pretty good week for the people following the content creators. I don't know if I followed the content creators or not. I was going to try to segue into that. I think I kind of did my own thing, but there really is a meta building up. So I mentioned it last week, but I ended up bringing in Gabriel, which I feel great about because he had another good game week. And overall, I ended up with a 6-point green arrow, 82 points overall. My safety score was 76. That the safety score being that high just kind of goes to show like it was a really good game week, because last week I think it was like 50 something. Some of my good performers overall, Minte had a great game week, feeling good about him. I think that he already, even last week, which I brought him in a couple of weeks ago, but there was definitely buzz around him, content creators talking about wanting to bring him in. So I'm glad I got there before the bump and got a really nice game week out of him this week. Holland was great yet again with a brace, 3 bonus points. He's still the only player on Manchester City who scored more than a goal, which is crazy.
Did you listen to the broadcast stat where it was just like, yeah, who's City's second highest scorer?
Yeah, Steve from Burnley. Gotta. Honestly, we should sign him. He'd be a sick counterpart to Holland. Vicario had 8 saves, which is crazy. Chelsea scored 2 goals, right? Or was it just 1-0?
It was 1-0, and yeah, Vicario was Spurs' best player for sure.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we'll talk about it later. Spurs, it was a shocking performance, honestly. But Vicario to concede a goal and still get 4 points is pretty awesome. That's kind of like DEFCONs for a goalie, but that's rare. I think that's why Vicario is a pretty good FPL asset. He gets a lot of saves, but I'm not feeling great about him overall. I'm thinking about transferring him out eventually, maybe even this game week. We could talk about that later. Arsenal defense is great. As I mentioned, Gabriel, crazy scoring here. He had an assist, a clean sheet. He got a yellow. He got 2 bonus. He had 11 DEFCONs. That's like one of those where he basically got everything he could get. If he scored or missed a penalty, I guess that'd be the other line that you could
scored an own goal.
Yeah, an own goal. Yeah, just this needed to be 10 lines here.
Like I ain't reading all that.
Yeah, exactly. A wall of text. Couple clean sheets in midfield. Actually, 3, which is really interesting. Sar, Gakpo, and Minte all got clean sheets. And then Gyökeres with 45 minutes played, but he got a goal and still secured the 2 bonus points joint with Gabriel, which is pretty cool. He did get pulled at halftime with a muscular injury, I think they said, minor one. And so he is a doubt right now for next game week. We'll see what happens with that. If he ends up being a doubt, I will definitely, or just being out, I'm definitely going to consider transferring him out because all in all, he's been quite a disappointing asset. And I really don't think he's worth the 9.0 price tag, despite actually being really good this game week. Mateta, who it feels like everyone has now, also did well. He got a goal. He got 3 bonus. I think he just continues to be a great asset and is starting to be like almost essential, honestly. Just with how many people with good ranks own him, I think he is quite good. And then I had my bench was good. A bunch of my bench players, actually all of my bench players outperformed the players that I started in those positions. Paquetá with a 9-pointer, he got a goal and 3 bonus, I believe. Chalobah with the clean sheet and I think bonus as well. And then Senesi got DEFCONs. Nordi Mukiele, a little bit disappointing. Honestly, that game was weird. I mean, Everton definitely should have scored. So the yellow card's tough. Mukiele's also on throw-ins. I was watching this game, and he had a bunch of dangerous throws. So that's interesting. But overall, yeah, good game week. Not mad about a 6-point green. I'll definitely take it. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Rabbit to show his team. Actually, I just switched the screen sharing. I didn't even know I could do that. But
this is beautiful.
Here you go.
We have innovation live. Well, yeah, my game week went pretty well. I did end up playing my bench boost, which definitely inflated my results a little bit. But like just judging how high scoring the game week was, I am happy to have a green point. A green arrow of 16 points. Assuming like this week would have gone average for me, like if the bench boost gave me like 14 to 16 points, somewhere in that region, that's like sort of like what you want out of a bench boost for the most part, you know? So and like yeah, just reduce the benching headaches. I think there were a lot of unpredictable fixtures this week, I think. So in terms of my big performers, I mean double Arsenal defense. Boring, but Lacroix finally getting a clean sheet and DEFCONs, which was nice. Gahey still being really annoying though, but it's sort of a wash. I just have to stick with Lacroix and Anderson. Going into this game week, we thought he probably won't start, but then Marco Silva said that he's definitely going to start, which was amazing. So I was able to save a transfer. I didn't need to burn it on getting rid of Anderson, and I'm happy to keep him going forward. And that's when I heard Anderson was gonna start, I was like, okay, I just got to play the bench boost because, yeah, I think with just the way, like I felt like I would have had to bench someone that I didn't want to bench at that point. So NDI this past week, today he scored a fantastic goal. He looked like Eden Hazard out there, man. He was so good. And I didn't watch the second half. I saw he went off with the injury on Foot Mob. I don't know how serious that is, but
It didn't look so bad. I watched
Yeah.
it. He just was like down for a while, sitting and getting treatment. When he
Hmm.
walked off, he didn't even really limp. It felt precautionary more than anything. I
Yeah.
think he'll be okay, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
Hmm.
He got 60 minutes. They subbed him at the 60th minute exactly, though, which
Yeah.
is
I was
very
happy to
nice
get
for
that
an
extra
FPL.
point. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was on 3. Like, well, what sort of made me mad is like, oh, if he just played the whole game and didn't do it, like didn't get another return or whatever, he probably just would have got the bonus, so, which would have
yeah,
the 3 bonus. But
probably. Honestly,
um, yeah.
they had some counterattack chances that he would have scored on. That
Hmm.
Alcaraz was just looking really unsure of himself in transition
Alcaraz is a
and turned it
struggling
over a couple
player.
times.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I'm really happy to keep in the eye. Um, and as far as the rest of my midfield goes, Mbumo, the most transferred in player curse continues. But
Mbuma when
uh,
I own him. If
yeah,
you know, you know.
Mbumo when I owned him. um, Semenyo blanked, which wasn't great. Gakpo. I mean, that Liverpool game, I watched a fair amount of it, but then I was like, what am I doing with my life? Honestly, it was sort of boring. And like the Salah goal, I watched a Salah goal go in, and I was like, lame match. But um,
It was a jammy goal.
it was
Dibu
it was a
Martinez was just throwing that game away, honestly.
yeah, it was a serious giveaway. And Enzo blanked. I think he was sort of unlucky to blank. Yeah, we could talk about the whole match in detail later, but I do think he ended on like zero point 0.6 xg individually. So yeah, he's looking all right. Reece James has sort of taken free kicks from him, which isn't great, but still got good fixtures to go. So we hold. And speaking of players you hold, João Pedro matched Mateta's score of 9, which I am very happy about. Pedro could have had a hat trick. And Vicario was a big reason why, yeah, the only reason why he didn't get the hat trick, really. But again, yeah, just happy to keep him. I think people sort of abandoned him too quick. I could understand why people would probably jump to Mateta, but honestly, maybe it's sunk cost fallacy, but I'm just like, João Pedro was due, and now I think he's gonna. I think like he's ascending in form, while Mateta's gonna start to drop off. At least that's my hope. But Voltamata and Burn. Uh, Eddie Howe terror tactics are so back, and I hate it. I really, for a while, I or it's I mean throughout my whole FPL career, really, I have really hated owning Newcastle assets because of Eddie Howe. I remember one of my like I think it was 2 seasons ago. I brought in Callum Wilson, and I think I had a triple up on Newcastle, and like he didn't start any of the players that I like the Newcastle players are brought in. He like sort of kneecapped my season at that at that point in the early part of that season, and it was. I mean, I don't know why he decided to take off Ultimata at halftime. I mean, like obviously there's Champions League, but it's just like, do you want to win the game or not? And like same with Gordon, it's just like they're like they might be playing badly, but I don't think you just take them off, especially I don't even know if he took Joelinton off, but I think that's like a player I would sort of sacrifice in favor. Um, but maybe Jacob Murphy is coming back into the fold for Newcastle, which would be sort of funny. They spent all this
Yeah.
money on wingers, but
I
um,
mean, I did see a tweet with Newcastle's recent transfers in. And to be fair, Voltamata and Chow were for some
mhm,
reason not included, and they've been really good. So I think honestly it was like probably just a salty Newcastle fan after this loss. But it was like Elanga immediately replaced by Jacob Murphy, who like is probably not as thumbs up, probably not as good as, or at least the price tag that Elanga warranted. He should not be getting replaced by a Jacob Murphy. And then it's like,
Yep.
what's the midfielder's name? The guy from Arsenal, Willock, like Joe Willock.
Oh my god.
They needed a 10 and they brought him in and he just like doesn't play at all. And Jacob Ramsey, similar.
Ramsey, yeah, they are like the same player.
Low-key have had some tough transfers recently. Although I don't know. Yeah, they have Chow and Voltamato who look good. So it seems maybe like an overreaction now that I think about it.
Yeah, losing to West Ham is definitely a red flag. It has shaken my faith in Newcastle going forward. I think they're just bad away from home. I'll say it. I think they're just bad away from home. And I'm just going to bench more. I'm probably just going to bench them. When they have an away fixture right now, because like even next week, Brentford away. I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet. I think I'll still start Voltamata, but
yeah, you have a lot of good defenders. Burn, you don't necessarily need to start.
I don't. Yeah, but it's gonna be tough.
They just don't really score away from home. Honestly, is the biggest.
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, their goal difference is like they've scored 6, they've conceded 6. It's like it's pretty dull, but
it's crazy.
Yeah, so I guess that's the only thing that's really worrying about my team right now. I mean, Enzo not returning again sort of sucks, but again, there's still good fixtures to come. And Semenyo, he has Villa away. I feel like I might be a little bit brave and bench him next week. I'm not. I'm not thinking about transferring him out at all, but I think that, I think there's just a decent amount of good midfield options, and I think I am trying to bring in another midfielder. I think, I don't know if it was too knee-jerky, but I think I might want to go Burn to Calafiori to triple up on Arsenal defense, and Gakpo down to Sarr. And that would those are two of your players.
We would have a very similar teams, yeah.
And we would have very similar teams. But I could go Timber. I could change it up. But
Timber, honestly, I would go, if I could do it again, I would go Timber over Calafiori. Timber is just better.
See, I don't know.
He's a little bit more nailed.
I think Calafiori is a little bit better, more nailed, because I think Calafiori he shoots more.
That is true. There's more goal threat. He actually like genuinely has a good shot in him too.
Yeah. And I think I might be ready just to. I think Gakpo served me pretty well, but I think I'm just I'm not gonna. I don't think he's gonna haul anytime soon, so I'm like okay to try to, maybe hedge Palace attack with Sarr, and but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I just think Newcastle stuff is sort of worrying, but
they're in 13th. I was just looking at the table.
They haven't been great. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like their defense has been good, and Voltamata has been he's been easy to own because when Newcastle score, he's sort of just like one of their only sources of goals right now. So you're just like, if Newcastle scores, probably Voltamata. And at home, I still would back their defense almost against most teams.
Yeah.
So
at home, they're still really good. That is true.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at, and yeah, we move.
All right. Let's take a look at some of the fixtures from this week. I can share my screen and we can look at the old FOT mob here. Let's just see. I'm going to go to matches. All right. Need to pop it up. Here we go. Yeah, so some of the Saturday games. Brighton beating Leeds 3-0. I wasn't that surprised. Brighton have a lot of goals in them. Them keeping a clean sheet is a bit crazy because it's really, really rare for Brighton. But Leeds, honestly, I'm starting to think they're just not that good.
Well, I am licking my lips at a triple captain Holland against Leeds at home right now.
Yeah,
I am ready for that. Holland, don't get hurt.
Yeah, that's gonna be
good. Yeah. It's
no, that's not even 16. It's 13. Yeah, that'll be really good. Yeah, Arsenal Burnley, not really surprising. I mean, yeah, Gyökeres got the goal, but he's injured. Yeah, I think a lot of these fixtures actually on Saturday were kind of what we would expect.
Yeah.
The first one that was surprising, I will say, I think we kind of were on point with this one, with Forest United. People were really high on United, and even the crazy hair United fan was thinking that maybe this was the 5 straight league wins that would allow him to finally cut his hair. By the way, 5 straight league wins. It's never the man's gonna have like so much hair that he's not gonna know what to do with it. It's hard for any, let alone United. Like it's hard for any team to get 5 straight league wins. Like no draws, no like I don't know. Yeah, I feel like this guy needs a more realistic goal. But that's sort of different argument for a different time. But yeah, I will say United were a bit lucky to tie this one. I thought Forest looked better. United were just, I don't know what it was on the transition. And even when they got some decent chances, they were just not really looking very clinical or very decisive. Bruno, I thought, played pretty well, and he had a really, really nice shot that like just hit the post, but it was like a nasty curler. But yeah, overall, I thought Dalo was like really terrible. Sheshko was kind of a ghost out there. Honestly, Ahmad scored the goal, but he had a couple moments in transition where he did not look great. He was like turning around instead of running forward. Yeah, a bit of a weird game, but shout out to Gibbs White. And, Brexit ball is back. And this is the first point for Daichi, but it's not the last. Keep him on your radar.
The guy who scored for Forest, I forget his name. But yeah, I realized he's played a decent amount of minutes this season, but this is like the first game where like even before scoring the goal, I was like noticing him. Like he did look pretty good out there besides the goal. And so I was like sort of being like, maybe if once Forest sort out their defense, maybe he would be good.
Yeah, he's like a big fullback who gets up the pitch and is a set piece threat. I think literally last week's episode, I was like, who is this guy? So it's kind of funny that he came in and got a return immediately. But I agree, he looks really good, and he's a big guy. He looks huge out there, especially
I was like, who is this man mountain? Marauding up the pitch. Daichi's gonna love him.
Oh yeah, he's such a Daichi player. Oh yeah, I didn't actually watch this game, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Tottenham versus Chelsea.
Oh, 3-point lane, another trip to 3-point lane. Yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned it in the last episode, but I was like, I have pretty much no doubts that Chelsea's going to win this game. That's why I'm keeping my Chelsea assets. Yeah, it was the most dominant 1-0 I can really remember in any game that I've watched of Chelsea. João Pedro could have had a hat trick, as I mentioned before. Vicario was really the only player really keeping them in the game, and yeah, like Spurs kept trying to play out the back, but they were so slow. Like this Van de Ven and I think Danza was the other center back. He They would just they would look up, look back down, look up, look back down, look up, look back down. Like they just didn't know where to go with it. Bergval, oh my god, the game started out sort of funny because I mean I sort of feel bad for him, but Bergval got hit really hard in the head with the ball. It came off. I think maybe it was Enzo who unintentional, of course. But he went down and he was like, "Whoa!" and he tried to get back up and he was seeing stars, man. He was that's the first time in a while I've seen a player he is concussed.
He was concussed for sure. I saw that actually.
He was very concussed and he was
he was angry.
He was trying to argue with the refs. He was, and he needed to use the ref to stand upright. He was crazy. I was like, dude. And then Xavi Simons, come on. Oh my god. That was
he got subbed on and then hooked.
He got hooked. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love when that happens.
I mean, yeah, so it started off like that, but yeah, I mean, just the whole game plan from Spurs was really bad. Chelsea set up pretty well, but we didn't play particularly well. We didn't execute as well as we should have in certain regards. Caicedo, really, I mean, João Pedro's goal, it was all Caicedo's. So, honestly, Caicedo, when I saw Caicedo going through on goal, I thought he was going to shoot. And I was like, you probably deserve to shoot, man. But João Pedro did pretty well to take that goal because, he did miss a pretty big chance before. At first, I thought it was just a blatant miss. It wasn't the best of finishes, obviously, but Vicario did pretty well to get a leg out on that first save. And then there was also another chance where it was sort of on the half volley, Pedro turned it towards goal with a decent amount of pace, and Vicario saved it. And there was also a chance in the second half where Pedro should have scored again. But overall, Spurs were just really bad. Bentancur got away with a dirty tackle. I was not happy about it at all. It was sort of above the ankle on Reece, and it just I think the way he stamped on it so hard, it was just you could see Reece's ankle rolling and being pressed up against the turf and moving with his it was I was like, this is violence, and he should have been sent off. I think in the second half, Enzo, there was a pretty high challenge from Enzo, but it wasn't as violent. It was just sort of high and stupid, and I think that one also could have been a red, but at the same time, I was like, if we're a man up, we're never putting in a challenge like that. So it was yeah. At the end of the game, I was like, whatever. But yeah, Spurs just look extremely bad. Kudus was. I think Kudus was really the only one on the attacking end trying to do something. There was some moments where he was trying to twist and turn, and when Romero came on, actually they were starting to play better because he could actually pass out the back. But yeah, pretty vile stuff from Spurs. And Jed Spence and Van de Ven after the match really seemed pissed at Thomas Frank. And
I saw this.
That's not a great sign. That's not a good sign.
There's been a lot of animosity towards Frank from the players, from the fans. They're in fourth place. like it's kind of crazy, or maybe fifth now. Let's see what the table's looking like now. Okay, sixth, but still, they're 2 points out of second place. I feel like honestly, it's a little bit like not like it's too early to be this mad, especially like your new manager has you in sixth. I think it's okay. I think that they also have not really been that great this year, but I feel like
Yeah.
the table spot speaks for itself. Like they've been good enough to at least be one of the better teams in the Premier League.
So yeah, I have a couple thoughts. Like these players at Spurs, they have a mentality issue. Like
Yeah,
I think I said when talking about the Sunderland Chelsea game that Chelsea are a fair weather team. But there's levels to this, and Spurs are the ultimate full fair weather team. You know, like they like when things are good, they're like, ooh, you know, they think we're like a glitzy London club, dabbing on people. But then, um, yeah, when they suck, it's just like, yeah, it's like the the floor is in hell for how bad it can get. So, and Frank, I think there is a pretty like low ceiling for how good he can make Spurs. Um, that's why, like, when Chelsea were sort of in the market for a manager, I was not a big advocate for Frank. I think he's good. I think yeah, he's like a god tier mid table manager. Like he could outsmart like Pep, whoever, on a single game basis, but it's just like really actually having a style of play and doing that on a consistent basis across multiple competitions, it's tough. So I'm not like a Frank hater. I just don't think he's amazing because I think people do pipe him up a little bit too much. So you're muted.
I'm muted, but he definitely is like a mid. I think mid table like goat is kind of the correct assessment. I will say like this squad just doesn't look that good. Like I don't know. I really think Bentancur, it's like crazy that he still gets minutes in the Premier League. I think he's just like a very mediocre player. Um, like Poro's good, Van de Ven's good. It's just it is like to me a pretty mediocre squad. I don't know if it's a squad that I would expect to be challenging for like a top four spot. So I don't know like that if there's that much that Frank can do with it. But Vicario getting man of the match despite losing and conceding a goal is actually wild. I was just noticing that. Also, Joao Pedro getting 2.28 xGOT with one goal is also wild. But he actually shot. I think he had gone a lot of weeks without shooting the ball. So
And they were like all on like I am sort of upset he didn't get more, but at the same time I'm just like, okay, he's hitting the target. He looks sharp. He's like not
yeah,
and like he forced like good saves. Like I don't know. It's not like there was a moment later in the game where Gittins missed an open goal, and I wish Pedro would have just shot it. But it wasn't like the best pass, but I was like, at least just get it on target, man. Um, but even for that goal that when Caicedo fed him, like he still like Vicario was still like no slouch trying to like stop that. He still had to like when he took that touch, he might have blown the chance, but he did well to actually put it in a good spot. So um, I'm happy to keep Pedro and yeah, Chelsea looking all right.
they're back. Yeah,
Or so
I'm
back.
happy to have Chalaba. I feel like he's going to be good. Actually, and I said he got a clean sheet and bonus, but no, actually, he got DEFCONs in the clean sheet. So pretty cool. Like, despite the yellow, very good.
And I have to say, Robert Sanchez was really
Yeah,
great this match just in terms of starting. I don't even remember him getting a save, but that's great for him. And but like just kickstarting attacks, he was really great. I mean,
He's really good at that. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's not underrated because it's just not something that people talk about a lot in general. But his distribution is so good. Hot take, or maybe I don't know if this is a hot take, contrarian take. I think Liverpool are about to go on a really hot streak. I don't know why. Maybe because Gravenberch is back. And also I was looking at their stats, and they do have, I think, the most chances created in the Premier League, and their finishing has just been tough. They're also about to play City, so this might just be like my PTSD from these matchups coming through. But I'm a little bit scared, even though it's at the Etihad and they have all these injuries. It's going to be an interesting game. That's all I'll say. I mean, beating Villa at Anfield, I think Villa away, like quite uninspiring this season. It's not that surprising that this game ended how it did. But I do think this was a nice lineup that they brought out, and yeah, Soboslai I thought was really good. Gravenberch was good. Salah pretty good. The goal was jammy, but he was getting good passes in. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared.
I'm not convinced. That the Villa were really bad. They were like really bad again.
Yeah, they had nothing going forward. They might not have even had. Oh yeah, actually, it was just looking at 0.41 xG. 10 shots total is honestly crazy. I don't know, like those. Not many of those must have been on target because they were just not threatening. The Brexit off. West Ham versus Newcastle United. Wild game. Nuno. This is part of the Deitch-essence.
Yes.
Guys like Nuno are also feasting off of this Deitch return. And honestly, West Ham, they played a really good counter-attacking game. They just kept on hitting Newcastle on the counter. They got dominated possession-wise, but it didn't matter. Paquetá looked really good. Bowen looked really good. Even Souček, who they brought off the bench, was looking really good in that last 30 minutes of the game. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle away from home is definitely they're just looking tough. This is also a crazy lineup. Like starting Kraft at this point is crazy.
That's just absolute Eddie Howe terror.
And
I can't believe he plays that
absolutely.
bum.
What's up?
I can't believe he plays that. Like he has Livermento's hurt, right?
Yeah, Livermento was injured, but Trippier was just not even in the lineup. But Lewis Hall
Yes.
didn't play.
What does Lewis Hall have to do to get a game?
Lewis Hall, I've seen him. I know he's left-footed, but he definitely played on the right too for Chelsea. I remember he did against City once, and he's good. I don't know. Yeah, get him in there. But
I would put like seriously, Schär at right back.
Yeah,
and then like put Burn in the middle, and then you put Lewis Hall on the left.
Lewis Hall over there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Schär. I think that's what they did in the second half. Schär's sort of having a fall off this year. Maybe he's coming back from an injury, but he's only started 4 games out of 10 total. So yeah, not ideal. Not really the FPL asset this year that he was. So City, I do want to talk about this game. I thought City looked very good. Cherky especially, and Haaland obviously, but it almost goes without saying at this point. But Cherky on the break was just getting out really good through balls to Haaland. He's looking super dangerous in his own right, creating a lot of chances. I just wish the minutes were guaranteed, because if they were, he would be easily one of the best FPL midfielders. But I do think the Pep rotation is still in play. City have Marmoush back healthy. Savinho's back. I don't know if you watched the end of this game, but Nuri was playing as a 10. So yeah, Doku was like playing as an inside forward and looked amazing. Yeah, it was a very interesting game. But I do think that City's attack that's not named Holland is still just sort of a wait and see because the minutes are a question mark. The Pep roulette is really, really real this season. But I did want to say I feel confident. City did allow one goal this game. It was a really jammy corner kick goal where Donnarumma just completely messed up his punch and gave it right to Tyler Adams. But overall, I think that City's defense is now elite. Really, since they brought Donnarumma in, but especially just they've really been just settling into these new tactics. Only conceded 8 goals. I think 5 or 6 of those were in the first 3 game weeks. That was before Donnarumma was playing for us, and really, we were just pretty much a different team at that point. So Donnarumma's only allowed a couple goals total. And I think that starting week 13 against Leeds, Donnarumma is going to be an elite fantasy goalkeeper and a really good differential. Because we have a fixture swing. I think everyone's going to have Raya, and Raya is the best goalie, so I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. But I do think that Donnarumma will provide a nice differential there. And maybe be a little bit cheaper because Raya's price just keeps on going up. And Donnarumma doesn't really have the points to speak for it for how good he's been so far. So I think he might fly a little under the radar. We talked a little bit about this game. First half, Sunderland versus Everton. First half, Everton dominated. Honestly, they could have had more than just a goal. Second half, Everton really were basically invisible. Sunderland honestly could have had more than just a goal in the second half. But all in all, I think the draw was fair play. Xhaka got a goal. He has been sneakily a good FPL asset. I don't know if he is one moving forward, but he's in the top 10 right now. And I did want to talk about Mukiele a little bit because he's had several weeks in a row where he hasn't gotten DEFCONs. He only got 4 this match week, and he's now playing as sort of a fullback / right center back in a back 3. But he's getting up the field a lot more, which means that he's just getting a lot less DEFCONs. And Ballard and Gertruida are getting more because they're the ones staying back, really playing more defensively. Gertruida, I actually think it is. These Dutch guys' names are tough sometimes. But yeah, I think Gertruida isn't a bad FPL asset. I mean, he didn't get DEFCON, so I don't know. I actually think Ballard's a really good asset because he was really involved. He only got 10 DEFCONs, but he definitely was like just making some crazy clears, some crazy tackles on the counter, and he is a target on set pieces. He's always there when they do long throws or corners. He's the guy who they're trying to hit it to. So I think Sunderland's defense is still pretty good. I still feel good about having Mukiele in my team, but I think Ballard and then what's the injured guy's name? Maybe he's not injured anymore. The other center back that they have. I will find it later, but yeah, I think that the that either Ballard or the other Sunderland center back are the better FPL assets than Mukiele at this point.
Ballard was the one. Was he he was the one who scored in the opening week and
yes, he had 24 points the opening week, I believe.
Oh my god,
which is crazy. Alderete, that's his name. He still has a hamstring injury right now. Also, Sunderland have really bad fixtures coming up, so I would not be targeting them anyway. But I think in general they've been really good at home, so it's not bad as your fifth defender. On that note, actually, not defenders but midfielders. I wanted to talk about some of the best midfielders so far this season, and we could both say whether we think they are. Let me just share my tab. Here we go. All right. So let's look at the top scoring midfielders in FPL so far this season and say yay or nay on whether we think that they are legit and we should bring them in for the rest of the season, or whether we think that they might be some flops, or I guess more, to put it more eloquently, like whether we think that this has been luck or whether they'll keep it up. And I guess we could just go down the list and talk some more than others, because I think like Cullen might still be on here. No, he's not anymore. All right. So yeah, let's just go down and talk about some of these guys, because I do think that this is an interesting time. We're 10 match weeks in, and we can just think about the midfielders to target for your team for the rest of the season. Anton Semenyo has not, or he has one shot on goal in the past 4 game weeks, I think. Maybe actually 3 game weeks, which is a tough stat. I think he's cooled off quite a bit. To me, he's still talismanic, and he's not going to AFCON, which is big. And also, I would say for me, I have so much money rolled into him at this point because his price has gone up almost a full $1 million since I brought him in. And with you, you've had him since the start of the season, so it's gone up more than that. But yeah, I would say for Semenyo, I'm going to hold him. And I wouldn't necessarily, if somehow you don't have Semenyo right now, I don't think he's necessary to bring in. I think actually it would be a really good differential not to have him because he's so highly owned. But I'd say he's a hold for now. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah. No, like he's the... Well, since I've owned him since game week 1 in my initial team, not to brag, but he's earned my respect. I have to keep him in, okay? It's about honor with my transfers, so I keep him in. And yeah, I would say that like there is just like a bit of fear going into my team selections when I don't have Semenyo. Like I mentioned that I like earlier that I might bench Semenyo this upcoming week, and I really hadn't considered it before because he's become so template. But now I'm just like, there's no harm in maybe just benching him one time, you know, like because yeah, I cannot sell him due to his price, really. So, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to keep sticking with him because, but yeah, he's definitely not looked as amazing, but it was always sort of unsustainable. But still, probably going to end up top 5. It'd be pretty shocking if he doesn't end up top 5.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he has 12 points more than the next guy, which is kind of crazy. What are your thoughts on Declan Rice?
I think he's great, actually. I was thinking about bringing him in. I still might do it just because he, not to jump too far ahead, but he's better than Caicedo. He's on set pieces. He gets the goals more frequently. I do think he's probably gonna cool off as well with Caicedo too. It's just like I don't think their attacking output it can't be this high forever. But getting the assist every now and then, getting DEFCON plus a clean sheet, that's pretty sick. That's like as good as a goal. So, and bonus points. So we I think Rice is actually really good. He's like one of the only super non-attacking, the midfield options I'd consider really.
Yeah, I agree. I would say maybe not the only downside. The biggest downside to him now is the price, I would say. Just because 6.8, it's starting to get up there.
Yep.
But I would say in this world where most of the best midfielders are actually relatively cheap, I agree that he's really good. Honestly, I was a little bit surprised. He doesn't get as many DEFCONs as I would have thought. He's only gotten it 3 times this season. But he did get 21 against Burnley, which is crazy. And I would say the main thing is Arsenal are set vs FC, and Rice takes free kicks and corners and half of their corners. And yeah, I just think that that's really valuable. I think he's going to continue to get assists, and he can nab the occasional goal here and there. And that's going to make him a really, really solid midfielder. And I think at that price at the moment, it's not restrictive. If he keeps on rising and gets over 7, then I would be probably looking for alternatives that are a little bit more attacking. But for now, I think he's good. Yeah. All right. Speaking of the guy who you just said Rice is a better version of, as a
No.
resident Chelsea fan, what do you think about Caicedo?
Well, Caicedo is the best midfielder in the world, just not in FPL, and that's
Agreed.
okay.
Maybe not the
Like,
best. He's better than Rice IRL. Yeah.
there was like a debate at one of the halftime shows. I think Peacock has Gary Neville on now, which is really boring. And like he was just like, "Oh, I mean, the English media bias for Rice is crazy." Like, obviously, I think he's great, but I think Caicedo's better. Come on, like it's like I don't think it's like I feel like people were sort of late to the party when it came to Conte, and like what Caicedo has, Conte has, and when Chelsea win the big competitions with him and the team, it's going to be like seriously because Caicedo is like 2 players in one. So, but yeah, from an FPL perspective, I mean the DEF cons are it is sort of nice, like being guaranteed at like at least 3 points, I guess,
But no,
every
but the
time.
thing that's surprising is he's only actually gotten DEFCON points 4 times. Unlucky, 5 actually, and he's gotten 11 twice.
Oh,
So,
okay. There you go.
but still, it's he's gotten them a lot. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all good. No, like so. Yeah, I just this probably won't be sustainable, which is disappointing from a Caicedo stand perspective. But like in terms of the attacking output, so yeah, I just can't see it, unfortunately. So
I agree. Yeah, I think especially when Cole Palmer comes back, I think he will be even less attacking than he already is, which is mostly getting like the rare long shot and late run into the box. So yeah, I think that when he was 5.5, I think he was good, and now that he's 6, it's weird. Like it's only 0.5 that makes a difference. I don't think he's good enough and has enough goal threat. Especially when, there are a lot of cheap midfielder alternatives out there that probably have better goal threat. And Mbumo. I think Mbumo is a really good FPL asset. I think United's attack is really good. Their defense is a little bit shaky, but I think they're kind of a boomer bust team and so they rely on a lot of goals. And Mbumo, he's not on penalties, but he was last year, but he is on right-sided corners, and he also, whenever United counterattack, he just looks like the most threatening player, and he is ahead of Šeško a lot of the time. I think you mentioned this last week. He just gets up there, he gets into good positions, and United with Bruno Fernandes, they especially, but also Cunha, they have some guys who are able to feed him on the break and get him these chances. So I think that he'll continue to get into really good spots and score. United also are pretty good on corners, so I think having that right-sided corner kick is pretty big. And I think for 8.3, there really aren't that many good midfielders over that 8 million price point at the moment. So I think if you're looking to bring in the midfielder, I think that he's good. His fixtures were also pretty good. 3-point lane next week. We'll see. I don't know. I actually don't expect United to score a ton. Maybe they'll get one, but for him to score wouldn't be surprising. And then he has Everton at home, Palace Palace away, West Ham at home. Fixtures aren't bad. Wolves away is the next one, which we'll see. If it's Ten Hag at Wolves, that would be a revenge game. So that would be interesting. Yeah, I guess just short interlude from this midfield conversation to say Wolves did fire their manager.
Oh, he did sacked? Oh my goodness.
Vitor Pereira got sacked.
This is my live reaction. Vitor.
And they're
Gary
seeming
O'Neill?
like Ten Hag is the most likely successor. They were interviewing and in talks with Gary O'Neill, and Gary O'Neill said no. Not joking.
This is why he's the fucking GOAT. Okay, he's so good.
Brexit's so bad. Gary O'Neill saying no to Wolves. No, Wolves. This Wolves manager thing is insane. I do think Vitor Pereira was really bad, and it was time to move on. But I do think that they are just doomed no matter what happens. They're probably gonna. It seems like Ten Hag is the guy. I mean, at this point, they only have a couple more days until they start playing games again, so they really need to bring in somebody, unless they want a long-term caretaker situation.
There's still, Bruno Lage.
Yeah, bring him back. I mean, if they're willing to bring back Gary O'Neill, then Bruno Lage is on the market, and he wasn't doing that bad with Benfica before he got sacked. I was looking at the stats. But yeah, so Wolves, we'll see. More to come on that. I still think Wolves home for Chelsea is a great fixture, though. I think Iliman Ndiaye is really good. I don't think there's even a lot to discuss. I think for 6.5, he's actually an amazing FPL asset. We'll see whether he's injured. I guess that's the biggest question mark right now. But pretty good fixtures. I think he is by far Everton's best attacker right now. He's also on penalties. He's so good. Whenever I watch him, I'm just impressed.
Yeah. He's another player I've had since the beginning. And
shout out.
Yeah, he served me well. When he goes off to AFCON, it'll be a little sad, but hopefully those are just all of Everton's bad fixtures. I haven't looked that far yet, but if they just cram in all their worst transfers during that time, or worst fixtures during that time, that'd be great. And yeah, then he returns and hauls some more. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, I guess the only thing is, I guess his haul potential is sort of low. It's been one goal there, one goal there. It's nothing crazy, but Everton also haven't been getting that many pens. I feel like there's not been that many pens in general in the league, right?
Yeah, the first 2 game weeks there were a lot. And since then, there have been really few. It's a good call.
So maybe one of those a pen will happen eventually for Everton, but yeah.
Yeah, AFCON's a good call out. I forgot about that. That would be another reason maybe to. I mean, honestly, at this point, you can bring him in. You get 5 free transfers in a couple weeks. So
yeah, I think because of AFCON. Yeah, because of AFCON, he probably won't have a chance to be like top 5 at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But
But while he's like
yes,
playing, I
while
think
he's
that's
playing, I'd like
yeah.
to see those stats.
He'll probably
Okay.
be top 5 at least, honestly. And then Bumo also in terms of AFCON and
Yeah.
Bumo as well, it's worth mentioning. He will be there. Um, Speaking of AFCON, actually, Mohamed Salah also, unfortunately, don't. I mean, he actually has been pretty good. 2 returns in this past 2 weeks. I would say even still not the typical Salah hauls we're used to. And to me, does not warrant this massive price tag.
No.
I just think I would not even really think about bringing him in until after AFCON because of that. Yeah, I mean it's just 14.2 is such a huge price tag, and he has not really passed the eye test yet.
Absolutely not. Yep. We don't buy Salah. We sell Salah. And then buy
Yeah.
2 and dies. Okay? That's what we do. Okay?
Legit, yeah, that's crazy. You could get more than Salah is literally worth more than 2 in Jais. Gravenberch. I also just don't think he's that good. Honestly, crazy that he is in the year. Actually, he's only missed 1 game. I thought for some reason I thought he had missed more. But yeah, he's gotten two good hauls. He has gotten DEFCONs once. I guess he has a lot of goal involvements because it was crazy last year. He like really didn't get any, but yeah, 3 goals, 2 assists. Pretty
All of his
surprising for
goals have been
Gravenberch.
deflected. Mickey
Yes, a
Mouse
lot of deflected
goals.
shots. Yeah. Still though, I mean 5.6 isn't that bad of a price, but I think there are just better midfielders out there. I would go for someone else from Liverpool. This not Salah either, but I think Szoboszlai is better than him, and he's not worth that much more. I think Gakpo is still better than him. The price difference is big, obviously, the 2 mil. But I think even if you're looking for someone in like the 5.5 to 6 range, I think guys, I'd rather have Caicedo. I'd definitely rather have Minte. Honestly, Tavernier isn't a bad shout either. I think there are just a lot of other better options in that range. Tavernier, low key, gets some hauls. No, it's not him who gets DEFCONs. It's I think Brooks maybe or Christie. There's one Bournemouth guy who gets DEFCONs who like low key is nice, but he's been injured the past couple of weeks. That doesn't matter. He's not one of the top FPL midfielders. So moving on. Granit Xhaka, that's an interesting one. He has a goal and 3 assists. He has gotten DEFCONs 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And he's gotten several clean sheets as well. Only 5.1. I don't think he's the worst. I think he's cheap enough where if you really need an enabler, then I don't think he's bad. I would you probably are never going to start him. But 5.1, if you want to slot him in for a home game, I don't think it's the worst. I just wouldn't be expecting him to keep up like a crazy pace. I think he probably will not finish as like a top FPL midfielder, but for the price, I'm not mad about it, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. He's just on a lot of set pieces.
Yep.
He'll get the DEFCONs. Is he even on pens? Or
I don't think they have taken to pen yet, so we don't know. He could be though. I feel like he's not a bad pen taker from what I remember.
No, he's not.
Let's see what the app says.
But yeah, no, I think Xhaka's pretty good, and I haven't had a Sunderland asset yet, which is sort of disappointing. But yeah, no, he's coming to my thinking occasionally, and yeah, for the price, it's like you're not missing out on much if you do bring him in. So yeah.
Okay, so this is actually crazy. I'm going to share this. Sunderland missed 4 of their 5 penalties last year, which is insane. They only scored 1. And they really don't. It seems like the FBL app really doesn't know who takes them. I feel like I would not be surprised if Xhaka is in this conversation because Roberts doesn't really play. Mayenda and '09 have been injured all season. So yeah, I think there's a decent chance. I could also see Lefay, although Lefay has never taken them or didn't take them last year. Oh, interesting. Okay. Regis Labrie said that he had another taker in mind, but didn't say who it was.
We
I
all
think
know.
this was last year, so this was before they had Xhaka, but maybe he was precog thinking about Xhaka, bringing Xhaka in for Pens.
We know it's him.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Xhaka's on Pens,
Yeah.
and for 5.1, it's a steal.
Nah, clip this. If they get a pen and he takes it, then yeah, that would be crazy. Let's see. I'm going to go through the top 10 and then we could shout out some honorable mentions. I think Fellaini is number 10.
Oh God,
no, he's number 9. Yeah, Fellaini is interesting actually, because he has gotten DEFCONs a bunch. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I think he hasn't played all of every game. So he probably could have in some of these other games had he played the full 90. Like 6 in 53 minutes is pretty crazy. Despite that, I just don't know. I don't really think he has much of a goal threat at all. He scored 2 goals so far and gotten 1 assist. I'd be kind of surprised if he scores again this season. Maybe he'll get 1 more, but he's always just been like a really typical holding mid, so I can't really see it.
And he took his shirt off to celebrate a draw versus Wolves.
A draw. Spursy, yeah, that was crazy.
Spursy mentality. Can't defend it. I thought I liked him before because Tuchel did everything to bring him to Bayern, and I love Tuchel players, and that really hurt to see him do that. So yeah, no, he's not gonna get any. He's like not worth it. No, absolutely not. It's like you might as well just do the Caicedo thing if you want to go there, but
Yeah, agreed. Yes, Polina 5.5, Caicedo half a mil more, I guess, but still, I would think he's better. Honestly, Xhaka's better, and you're saving 0.4 mil on him. So
yes.
Last one. I really liked Jaden Anthony early on this season. He's just not really nailed anymore. And Burnley's attack has been unpredictable. I really like Burnley have just started to fall off too. I guess they did just beat Wolves, but Wolves has been a free win for everybody, but otherwise they've been kind of mid. So yeah, I just don't think Jaden Anthony is a legit FPL asset at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Some honorable mentions. I can shout out a couple of guys that I still think are pretty good. I think Minte is really good. I think he's going to continue to trend upward, and people will bring him in. He's definitely on a lot of content creators' radars right now. The fixtures are pretty good as well. And because he's 6 mil, he's an easy guy to rotate with other midfielders for next week against Palace and some of these tougher fixtures. Forest away could be kind of tough with Dyche coming in now, but still, I think he's really good. I also think Enzo is good while Cole Palmer's out. I still think he's valid. He's fallen off a little bit lately, but I still think that he's going to be solid. Yeah, I don't know. As a Chelsea fan, you've watched him more, so
yeah, the fixtures are still good. So we rock with
really
Enzo.
Good.
Yeah, and he could have. He could have scored last game, which would have felt good, but yeah, he's still getting chances, which is good. Like there are moments there's been the way the team has been playing over the years where he's definitely just been very like deep lying, but he's really uh, pretty been very good at crashing the box this season. So we keep him.
Yeah, I feel like that feels right. Yeah. Um, I do think Cody Gakpo is still a good FBL asset. He feels like the most dangerous Liverpool attacker a lot of the time. Um, I worry that he could be a rotation risk just because Liverpool fans don't really seem to like him. But I also think no one else in that team can really play left wing, and so I think he's pretty solid. Um, Bruno Fernandez, I got rid of him before he dropped in price. I'm just realizing.
Oh,
Uh, I think he's okay, honestly. I just think that he's really expensive and he does not play far enough or up high enough, and he's only on half the corners. So I just don't really think that like I wouldn't be like big on bringing him in. United have already gotten 3 penalties this season too, so I feel like just in terms of regression to the mean or whatever, I just don't know if they're going to get a lot more. And that's where he really gets his goal threat from. So yeah, not really super high on him. Our guy though, I don't know. Do you want to discuss Ismaila?
yeah, he's just really good. I mean, yeah, Palace's attack pretty much he makes Palace's attack tick for the most part. And yeah, when I owned Mateta and Sar wasn't playing, he was very bad. But now that Sar is playing with Mateta, Mateta's very good. And I still think Sar is probably due a couple of returns, especially over the next couple of weeks. Yeah. And
Yeah,
he's cheap.
he's had solid XGI his past few games. He is cheap. I would say this score is deceptively low as well because he was out for several weeks
Yep.
in the middle
That's
of the
true.
season. Um, so yeah, I still think he's good. I'm glad I have him in my team. Oh, Sessignon is a midfielder. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Does he get DefCons? No, not really.
Not enough.
I think Paketa is worth a shout.
That's
He was really good. I mean, I have him in my team. Maybe I'm doing some FB insider trading.
he
Um,
scored that one time.
yeah. I mean, he had 3 bonus yesterday, or yesterday. He also got no, he got 10 def gun. He like sometimes gets def guns as well. I think mainly that he's the type of player who will thrive in a Nuno system, and for 5.9, I feel like he's solid. Fixtures aren't great. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't bring him in right now, but I don't think he's bad at all. I think he's a solid asset. Um, Finally, yeah, I guess we could shout out Soboslai. He's played 90 minutes in every single game so far this season. Um, Only 1 goal, 1 assist so far, but he has been playing deeper in a lot of these games as well. And recently, it seems like he is Slot's favorite 10 in the Liverpool system. So, one to watch, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you have any guys you wanted to call out?
Well, you skipped over a Neto, RXK Neto.
Oh, I did.
He's down. He's there. He did rise in price recently, which I thought was pretty funny because
Oh,
I have heard
yeah.
no one talk about him. But
That's wild.
yeah,
I guess
like I
after
mean,
that
his
12 pointer, or he had 12 and
yeah,
then 8.
yeah, his numbers have been pretty good actually, but I wouldn't really go there for his price. It's just like he is sort of overpriced compared to like Sar or Ndiaye. So Yeah, sort of sucks. And especially, yeah, I don't want to triple up on Chelsea right now. I can't do it again. So,
Fair.
um, but I mean, there's some upside, especially when the fixtures are good. I don't know. Maybe it's worth a punt. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad. I mean, he's gotten pretty good XGI in the past few games. He plays most of the game, although he does get subbed. I did see. I don't know why someone was trying to slander him so hard, but I saw a tweet that said Haaland this season has more goals than Neto has in his entire career, or the same amount. Haaland has 26 goals this season, and Neto has scored 26 Premier goals across his entire Premier League goals.
Okay.
Which is like, I don't even know why they're comparing the two, but I thought it was.
I know. Yeah, it's just like it's like. You want to compare that to some other wingers at your club? Okay, but yeah, it's just
right. Eze's been a little bit disappointing, I've got to say.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe bringing him in at one point, and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Like yeah, he's like a bit expensive and not exactly nailed. I mean, he's been playing a lot recently, and I do think he's probably in Arsenal's best team, but yeah, I mean they're just corner FC. That's all they do. They're set piece and corner FC.
Yeah.
Even
I
as
would
they
rather
got
have.
he got the goal against Palace because it bounced out to him, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'd rather have Rice, to be honest. For
Oh,
save
100%.
0.7,
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
those corners, free kicks. Yeah. It is interesting. I do think might just be optimism because
Extremism.
he looked pretty good. Exactly. The Deitch-essence. We're Deitch fans on this podcast, as you all know. I think Morgan Gibbs-White could be pretty good. I don't think this price is great for him. I wish he was a little bit cheaper.
No.
But I do think that, like, remember when Dwight McNeil had like a crazy FPL season with Deitch, like
Yeah.
when he was on Burnley? It feels a little like that. I'm gonna say he looked really good against United. Like he did get the goal, which was on a really nice header. But yeah, I just liked what I saw on set pieces as well. Might be on penalties depending on who's playing. So yeah, I like Gibbs White a lot. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if you wanted to say anything else on this episode.
Oh, stack. You must buy stack. Everyone buy stack. Stack, stack, stack.
Yeah, stack those gains. I mean, I will say I promoted him on this podcast, so I can't be too critical of him, but that was a crazy content created. I mean, now he just hasn't been good. And he did at one point he was getting DEFCONs and goal involvements. But yeah, it is really crazy how he's fallen off. He didn't even play against West Ham. Maybe he was injured. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there are any Leeds midfielders that are worth bringing in right now. I think that
The FA had to intervene. They had to bench him due to market manipulation.
Yep. FBL Towers put the word in. Longstaff, I did not realize. I do want to see because I was saying they have no good Leeds midfielders. Yeah, no, he's not that good. Yeah, I don't know. Leeds and Burnley, I would just say stay away right now. And Wolves. Like those are the three teams that feel like they're just on a downward trajectory at the moment.
Unownable.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Yeah, you can find us on YouTube. You can find the Brain Rot content on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. We haven't posted in a while, but I'm going to be better at it. That's me. And on playback, we stream live. That's where we get these recordings from. You can see our visuals. You could ask us questions in the chat. We could look at your team or give us your thoughts on certain players. Yeah, I mean, we're both in the top two or 300K. So I think we have some thoughts. We have some viable opinions, and we think a lot about this stuff. So tune in. Give us your money. No.
Yeah. Join the Patreon.
What's that?
Join the Patreon.
Yeah, join. We're gonna start a Patreon. Yeah, if enough of you guys watch our videos, we can start a Patreon. And I guess without further ado, Daichi, play us out.
Title fight? Get in there! Get in there! You beauty! Come on, you! Love that from you. I didn't say it. No headlines. I did not say we're in a title fight. The media said that we were in a title fight.